every morning with drive. Being on the grind, know I had to survive. We had to win. Started from the dirt and the rubble. I had to be the needle that was popping your bubble.
Hello and welcome into the Rookie Prospect Profile Series. This is a Zilla Fantasy Elite production. Thanks for tuning in. Hit that subscribe button if you enjoy these machine learning model videos. Would appreciate that very much. Today we're going to be looking at running back Chris Smith. Who the heck is Chris Smith? That's a pretty bland name. Well, Chris Smith comes into the league undrafted in the 2023 NFL season. They are picked up by the Seattle Seahawks, and they come into the league out of Louisiana as a Ragin' Cajun. Looking at some of the physical traits for Chris Smith, we can see that they come in at 5'9", 200 pounds, giving us a BMI of 29.5. They ran the 40-yard dash in 4.54, giving us a speed score of 94.2. Putting their physical traits along with some of their college numbers into the RStudio model, we do get a prospect score of 8.697. That's really low. That does rank 299th overall out of the 310 running backs in the RStudio model's database. It's a 3.5 percentile. Shifting over to see who are the closest comparables to Chris Smith's prospect score, we can see that the next closest better than him are Daryl Richardson, Silas Redd, Jalen Richard, Capri Bibbs, and Dwan Harris. The next five closest below are Dennis Johnson, Fozzie Whitaker, Fat Rob Kelly, Jermichael Hasty, and Marcus Murphy. I think the only people here who really had any run of any sort are Rob Kelly and Jermichael Hasty in fantasy rounds, and they're not guys that you necessarily wanted to start on a consistent basis as they were not super good. So that's the RStudio model. What does the machine learning model think of Chris Smith? Well, let's switch over to that. We can see he comes in with a mean of 10.48, median of 10.57, their minimum prediction at 5.39, their maximum output 16.62. Looking at their percentile ranks, 7.52, 9.00, 11.87, and 13.17 for 10th, 25th, 75th, and 90th percentile outcomes respectively, and coming in with a mid-50 gap of 2.87. What do these numbers look like historically for Chris Smith? What can we expect from him in that 10.5 range output for career best? Well, getting into that range is a whole host of people in between 10 and 11 points per game. We're just going to list off 15 people starting from 10.0. Donald Brown, Mike Gillislee, Javorius Allen, James Starks, Brandon Oliver, Ben Tate, Thomas Rawls, Terrence West, Sony Michel, Elijah McGuire, Deonta Foreman, Matt Jones, Boston Scott, AJ Dillon, and Roy Helu, all sitting in between 10 and 11 fantasy points per game, which is where Chris Smith's average outcome is. That maximum output of 16.62. Let's go look in that range. Who can we expect him to look like? Well, between 16.2 and 17, we have just 7 different prospects in that range as their season best. Theo Riddick, Myles Gaskin, Breece Hall last year, Shane Vereen, Ryan Matthews, Trent Richardson, and Eddie Lacy. Those are the folks between 16.2 and 17, which is right in Chris Smith's 100th percentile outcome. If he hits his absolute ceiling, you're looking at Myles Gaskin, Theo Riddick, Breece Hall last year, right in that range. Let's get into those rankings for Chris Smith and see where he sits in the 2023 class. We can see that the mean rank is 19, along with the median rank. The minimum rank down at 25th best, and the max rank actually 14th best overall in this class. Looking at those percentile ranks, 24th, 20th, 18th, and 18th with the M50 gap rank of 28. So one of the widest M50 gap ranks in all of the prospects here out of the 36. But we did see, top 20 mean rank, and the max rank actually was pretty high up there. I think that's just because he's a little bit smaller back. If given the opportunity, those guys actually tend to produce, but I don't foresee him getting a ton of opportunity on Seattle's team there with the running backs that they took this year and last year. I think he is definitely a cut candidate, so keep that in mind. Hopefully the RStudio model and this machine learning model give you a little bit of extra confidence when you're hitting those draft buttons during the draft seasons of your drafts that you have going on. That's going to do it for today's rookie prospect profile on Chris Smith. This is presented by Zilla Fantasy Elite. Hit that subscribe button, and thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, whole crew on top, really we on top. Wake up every morning with drive, been on the grind, know I